Do you suck at sales? Let's be honest. Like, are you struggling to book calls, handle objections, or actually just close? Well then, in this video, I'm going to break down everything you'll need to know from A to Z about closing, and I'm not talking theory. Stick around because you're about to watch a live, uncut roleplay that shows exactly how to handle real-time objections and close 4, 5, or 6-figure deals. Now, full transparency, what you're about to see is a raw roleplay I recorded a couple months ago. It's conversational, pretty unfiltered, and it goes step by step through the exact frameworks that I would recommend to use, that I use to close pretty much anyone. If you're not using these pillars, you're leaving money on the table. So watch closely because this is the system that you need to stop sucking at sales and start closing consistently.
I don't know what a voice channel is.
Oh, he's in the voice channel on Discord.
I only use Discord for like communications because it's much easier than school.
Yeah, the school, they were gonna have a Discord feature where you can, the voice chat lobbies. They had that for a bit. I don't know if they still do, but I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know why the hell they didn't go forward with it.
I don't know, because people just do it through the calendar, like I have it set up.
Yeah, but it's just cool if you have like a bigger community, people can just drop in all the time, so you don't need like a Discord server. But
Discord's free, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, no, I just like, do you find like it's I don't like the idea of getting my clients to have too many apps.
Yeah, you don't need to
focus on, you know what I mean?
You don't need Discord for clients. You would use school.
Yeah. I wish there was like a group chat on school though.
Well, it's the entire community. That's the point.
Yeah, I guess so. They
wouldn't make any sense. If you wanted to segment it, you would have your private one-on-one. You'd make like a custom private school for people paying like whatever one-on-one, and then you'd have everybody. But there's not you would still put everybody that's paying into the. There's not a giant difference unless you're doing like incredibly high ticket or something like that.
Yeah.
So, where is the ginger?
Is Kalen the ginger?
Yeah, he is the ginger. I don't know. Okay, so while we wait, did you set up?
Hey, Adam, I'm right here, Adam. Yeah.
You are here. All right, what's up, dude?
I'm ready. Actually, right. I'm not ready. Set up the calendar.
I set up the calendar. Okay, cool. Okay, so Jordan, did you set up Closer AI?
No, I did not set up Closer AI. I got home way too late.
Okay, I would want you to, just because it's helpful for me to troubleshoot and run through it with you live. Do you need the link?
For Closer AI? Well, yeah. I just look up Closer AI, don't I?
Do that. It's orange.
They have like a free trial?
I believe so.
Is it the Closer AI? Is this
here? I'm gonna put
scam
it with the Z.
Yeah, I put it in the Zoom chat, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to give you the knowledge base and.
Okay, sorry, I'm not gonna jump ahead too much. I'll get this one thing at a time.
On mod 0, did you watch the breakdown of how to use it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I mean, long story short, it's basically I have to plug in the stuff, otherwise it's useless.
It's not useless. It's just not great. So.
No, do you have a document to upload to the knowledge?
Of course.
Okay, so I can start a trial session.
I'll share my screen. I'll show you kind of what to do. And like in a week or so, just sign up for like the whole thing because it's like they're gonna change. He's gonna change the pricing soon. I think it's like 60 Canadian a month for unlimited, and then in the future he's gonna do it for tiers. So obviously, like you would have the grandfathered price, but in the future it's gonna be like I think 300 a month for like 100 calls or some shit like that.
Holy fuck!
But it's worth it because I mean, one call, you close someone for $500 or some shit.
$300 a month.
Yeah, but that's for unlimited. Right now it's 60 for unlimited. But that's why it's like it makes more sense to sign up now. Because then you'll have grandfathered pricing. I'm not gonna lie, I was the one who told him to increase his pricing. Because it makes no sense for him to do $60 unlimited when he should do a stacked tier structure. It's like the small.
Is it really that good? This AI.
Yeah. If you know how to use it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, before I forget, I'm gonna send Jordan the knowledge base really quick. At least to get started with this shit. You can just, as this goes, I need to fucking find it. Okay. I'm gonna send you the link, bro, on WhatsApp, Jordan, and just download those 3 TXTs, and you're gonna need to upload each one individually. It's not gonna take too long, but as that starts, I wanted to ask you guys, like, what are your most common objections?
I personally haven't had enough sales calls where I can think of the most common ones, because the most common ones, like at the top of my head, it's mainly dudes. Dudes are harder to sell, I find. Like I've sold way more for females, and that's just what
Why do you think that is?
dudes just are. They think they can do it themselves, and they're fucking more egotistical, and they're less likely to reach for help.
Okay, I'm going to give you a different perspective. Perhaps,
Yeah, I disagree.
yeah, perhaps you don't know how to get pain and pull it out of them. For women, they're more emotional, so it's probably easier.
Yeah, okay, maybe that's it. But
I see.
Like Kay's the only one. Like Kay literally just works with men. Now, granted, Kay doesn't necessarily do high ticket yet. We're converting to that.
okay.
But I would say, I would agree that women are easier to sell if the right procedures are in place, like with nurturing and whatnot. But if you know the structure and the different tiers and the different levels, then it's equal. It's just a matter of ego, and then knowing like the different personality types and how to kind of identify it and using NLP. So,
But the most common objection, though, that I have is probably. Oh fuck! I can't even think of it.
Okay,
Like
so I
any
think
one specifically. I've had like a few different ones. I need to do more sales calls.
no shit. But I think what's best is we could do a role play, but first before I do the role play, I go over structures. So structures would be the frameworks that everybody should follow, and then the most common objections. Okay, so because once you have a good understanding of that, you're then able to know and figure out what to role play. So I'm going to start with the structures. There's 7 or 8 levels. Technically 8. Technically 7. 8 is when you get paid. So that's why it's technical. Okay. So I'd like you to all pull up to page, whatever it is, pull up the skeleton on the closing doc, wherever the fuck that is. I'm going to try to find it wherever I put it. It's probably in, I think, module 1. Offer, sales, pricing, the sales call. Okay. Yeah. In module 1, it's got the page. It's called the sales call. We're going to go to the in-person consult system, because then inside of there's 3A and there's 3B. There's the digital consultation conversion, the DCCS. Okay. Anyways, it's the same. Basically, the only difference between in-person and online, in-person doesn't matter. It's a whole other thing. The only difference between in-person and online is obviously you have to be more on point. In my opinion, it's harder to sell in person than it is online, because you can't see off a screen. You don't have the ability to use Closer AI. You don't have all this shit. Plus, you have to do an assessment. So you actually have to show, what the fuck you're doing. Not that you shouldn't know what the fuck you're doing, but it's different. Okay. So with the DCCS / whether it's in person or online, there is 7 phases. Okay. So do you want to take a guess of what the first phase would be without like looking?
The intro.
Yeah. Okay. So whatever you want to call it, I call it pre-call or pre-frame, right? Or intro, right? So you want to make sure that you set the call. Because some people, some fucking twats, dipshits, are so stupid, but also it's a lot of your messaging and nurturing, and like maybe you've had a call where someone gets on expecting like a free sales call, or not a sales call, they expecting like a free coaching call, right? And so whether you did or you didn't, you need to pre-frame the call so they understand the expectations, and you are the authority. So it's like a first date, especially as dudes, you should be asking all the questions, and they should be talking 80% of the time. You should be talking like 20, right? Because typically, most first dates, you're not going to see a second if the roles are reversed. So you kind of need to steer the ship. So what is a good example of a opener or pre-frame? Gentlemen.
Welcome to the call. Thank you for showing up. Today we're going to talk about your goals, where you're at, and where you're looking to go. And if it sounds like a good fit, I'm going to tell you my offer, and worst case scenario, I'll give you a free game plan, something like that.
The first half was good. The second half was awful, because you shouldn't say I'm going to give you my offer. It's pretty simple. It's like, hey man, thanks for showing up. Basically the whole point of this call. Well, first you want to build a little bit of rapport. Okay. But if you don't have the chance to do that and you're busy or whatever the fuck, like, hey man, thanks for showing up. Really quick, just I just want to say, like, most people don't even have the chance to. Most people don't fucking show up. And you know, when it depends if you set them on the phone or their answers on the calendar, but you would plug it in and be like, look, I know your goal is like for weight loss or to lose a little bit of weight, and I kind of just want to unpack a little bit exactly what you're looking for, how I could help, if I can help, and if it's something that you like, when we break down the program, I'll show you the next steps. If that's cool. Does that sound fair enough? And then they're gonna say yes. Right. So all that does is it pre-frames and it goes over exactly what to expect on the call. So when you pitch them and when you go over the program and when you ask them questions, they're fucking like, they're not like, oh my fucking God, why are you doing that? Right. You lose the call if you don't pre-frame it. Because then also what happens if you don't pre-frame, prospect takes control. Prospect starts asking you questions that don't work. You are on the call to get fucking info out of them, to evoke pain, because the difference between B2B and B2C, business to consumer, especially fitness, people buy emotion. They don't buy logic. Because if they bought logic, they wouldn't be fat. If they bought logic, they wouldn't buy Herbalife, they wouldn't buy fucking gummies, they wouldn't do fucking a lot of dumb shit, right? So you couldn't be like, logically, I think you should hire me to lose weight. It won't work. But if you do say, like, hey, you're going to die, do you think like maybe you want to take action on it? They're more likely to actually then give you your credit card, right? So that's the first one, the pre-frame. Okay. Then the next one would be kind of like goals, and it's kind of like 1A, 1B. So goals and then deep diving goals. So simple goals would be like weight loss, right? Now, this is the biggest area where pretty much every closer, every trainer fucks up on. They don't go deep enough in discovery. So you don't need to get 17 different details. You need to get one, maybe two really solid sticking points. So if someone were to tell you they want to lose weight, what are you then going to ask them?
How much weight are you going to lose? You want to lose?
Great. So I want to lose 40 pounds.
Okay, yeah, so then I would ask, like, what have you tried before to lose the weight?
Okay, not bad. Okay, so I did keto and Weight Watchers.
Okay, and so what do you find has been your biggest struggle to weight loss?
Okay, not bad. I didn't know what to do.
Okay, and then what do you think? What are you expecting?
So I have my finger up. That's 4. To get to an actual golden nugget, you need 7.
Okay.
So I'm gonna role play. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna tell me you need to lose weight.
Okay, I need to lose weight.
Or actually, I would be like, okay, so Jordan, what's your like basically what's your number one goal here, bro?
I want to lose 115 pounds.
Okay, holy shit, like that's awesome, man. So like, can I ask why? Like, why is that important to you?
Well, I just don't really have any energy, and I have 3 kids, and I want to have more energy for them, and so that I don't have a heart attack early like my mother did.
Okay, gotcha. So this is like getting really close to home, bro. If I can ask, like, when's the last time you were, I don't know, you said you were like 300 now, give or take. Like, when's the last time you were below 200?
I had my first kid. I was probably like 18 or 19.
Okay, so you're like 30 now?
33, yeah, so it's been a while.
It's been a little bit over a decade. Okay, and can I ask, like, what happened with your mom? Like, did she pass away early, or like she's just well now?
Yeah, no, she didn't pass away. She just had a heart attack at 32, which is really young, and so I know it's like genetic, but she didn't really take good care of herself. So I want to kind of take a step up and surpass that.
Okay, so I guess how would you say this is kind of impacting you now, bro? Like day to day?
Well, I mean, like I just obviously like the weight, like I feel a little bit of shame, like I'm single, like I want to lose some weight, hopefully get a girlfriend, and just have more energy and not feel like crap all the time.
Okay, so there we go. You see, we went from weight loss to now. You opened up. Some people won't do that, but now I don't even need to do anything else, because if he doesn't change, he's gonna die. He's gonna have a heart attack like his mom. He has 3 kids. Well, I could have asked like in terms of health, but I didn't really need to, because I had like more emotional anchor, right? That would probably be the only thing else that I could have done. where it would have been like, is there anything impacting your health? And then that would have been like the cherry on top of the cake. You see what I mean? You gotta dig for the golden nugget. You can't do surface level shit. And I know this because I used to only do surface level shit. And it's the biggest thing a lot of people fuck up on, because weight loss is so vague, right? And if you get vague, it's not specific enough, and you can't divulge enough pain. If you don't get enough pain, you don't get a buy-in, right? So there's no point in pitching someone unless you have like a specific reason why. Within a time frame is not the most important thing, but the reason I always ask, like especially for weight loss, if it's a big number, because then they're realizing, oh fuck, it's been like a decade since the last time I like was like where I want to be. So I guess I need to take action on it, right? And that's even ammunition that you could use, like when they give you objection, where it's like, oh well, it's a lot of money. Well, look, bro, like it's not a matter of money, you know, it's a matter of the cost of inaction. So the cost of inaction is you've been fucking fat for like 12 years, dude. So what do you think's going to happen if you don't take this seriously? You'll take action on this now.
Hey, by the way, if you're actually vibing with this and you want to be a part of this, there's a link in the description to book a bottleneck call with me. We will see if you're fit. I'll be real, I don't work with everyone. We only work with the right qualified people. So if you've been looking for a way to actually get this dialed in, then click that link below and we'll map it out together.
Right. Okay, so that would be 2/3. It's like discovery / like deep dive, or like discovery, goals, and then why, basically. Then number 4, it would be like, I call it consequences / like line in the sand, right? Because it's a perfect segue into what you just did. You got the golden nugget. So we're going to use the same example that you just gave me in terms of like the mom, the heart attack, the kids, right? So if I'm doing the consequences, I'd be something like, so like you sound super motivated to change, right, bro? I guess that's probably why we're talking. But I mean, like, is now the time where you finally like say enough's enough? Like the line in the sand, you're gonna like, you know, you're kind of ready to take action.
I mean, well, I guess, yeah, that's why I'm on the call with you, because I want to see how you can help if you're able to help me.
Okay, gotcha. So I gotta ask, I don't want to be too personal or like be like a therapist or anything, but I guess let's say you don't take any action, and like let's say we like fast forward like another 5 years from now, bro. What do you think's gonna happen if like you don't take any action, you don't change?
Well, I guess I'll just stay the way I am.
And I guess how would that make you feel? Like what would happen?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be probably fed up at that point, and hopefully I wouldn't have any, health problems or gain more weight or anything.
So is that something like you're willing to live with and accept, or is this something you want to change?
Oh no, I just definitely want to change it. Like, I'm sick of it. I'm ready for some change.
Okay. So 2 things. 1, you notice the tonality that I did?
Yeah.
2, now he's trapped. This metaphorical roleplay dude is trapped in an emotional box. So once we go to present program, which will be 90 fucking seconds maximum, I'll show okay what to do, because he was gonna recite the Bible, and then when you drop pitch, the only objections that's going to come up is I have to think about it because they're afraid, right? Or it's too much money. And then in which case you should be able to disarm both. And why you should be able to disarm both is because right after, and this is why I'm really good at sales. A lot of people do everything I just said, but then they fuck up and they forget to ask spouse or money. So you need, and you'll only be able to do this with more comfortability and more reps. When someone tells you like they eat out a lot or whatever, use that as the segue to then their spending habits, right? But one of the best times to do the spouse and eliminate the spouse objection, you guys should never get the spouse objections, because right after you get the golden nugget / you ask about consequences, you would ask them something about like, hey, Bob, Jimmy, whatever the fuck, hey, Jordan, just so we're on the same page, like, is this something that you've talked to your spouse or your partner about? Then they're going to say like, yes. And then like, just so I could understand a little bit of like a clarity, or like, whether you're going on your own or you have a support system, like, are they supportive of you trying to lose X amount of weight? And most people will say yes. And okay, do they know you're on the call? And then most people say yes. And then if not, oh, okay, like, what would they say if they were on this call? And then the most important thing is, so do they know that you want to get help for X, and have you already talked to them about this? So if they say yes, you're good. And if they say no, like, if you don't mind me asking, would they, she, he, whatever, need to be someone you speak to get their approval to do this? If they say yes to this, are they home? No, of course they're fucking not home, right? Okay, great. So then why don't we just pause everything here and reschedule when Shaprisha is able to join us on the call together? Because newsflash, gentlemen, you can never pitch someone if they're already pre-giving you the spell subjection. I don't give a shit if you're charging $100. So you reschedule them. You stop the consult halfway. You don't do the pitch for the program. And I don't give a fuck if they don't show up the next day. If they don't show up the next day, that's fine. They were never going to buy. Nobody needs to know your pricing, right? So now that we have gone over basically pre-frame, discovery, deep goal discovery, consequences, then we go into basically like a pitch, right? So before we go into pitch, you could do a little bit more of like inaction, right? So it's like the other side of this mountain is not doing anything. So it's like, you know, the other side of this is like, you don't take the option from here, you know, and you don't move forward, you know. Why would you not like just keep pushing it down the road like a lot of other dads or a lot of other moms do, who just end up dying years before they could, or like they don't have the chance to walk their kid down the aisle, right? And so like then, okay, like I don't want to put you on the spot, and well, I do, because I want them to fucking cry, because if they cry, they buy. But are you willing to like settle and be okay if like that actually becomes a reality, man? No. Okay, cool, great. So why not? Okay, cool. So who the fuck is in control here? Like, are you in control of making this decision? Like, do you want to move forward? Okay, great, cool. Well, what decisions do you need to make to do this? That's rhetorical. Oh, well, I probably need to take action. Okay, great, Jimmy Bob. So is it cool if I show you and share with you like how my program works? Yeah, absolutely. Nobody's ever gonna fucking say no to that. I've never had anybody in like 1,000+ calls say no to that. Okay. Does this all make sense so far?
Yeah.
Okay, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay,
I
great.
reviewed the entire script, so this is not new to me.
Cool.
But
Great.
I understand.
So now we're going to go over a pitch. Okay. So pitch, 3 pillars. What I explained to Kay is a pitch is like an elevator pitch. It literally is, so it should be that. People do these elaborate fucking, like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I was talking for like 5 to 10 minutes before for every call.
Fuck that.
Explaining.
Fuck that. Fuck that. I did the same thing. Fuck that. Because you've just built up all this fucking pain. People are basically saying, yes, I want to start. I want to take action. They need like 1% of information. So then they're like, oh, I don't understand how your program works. You just mitigate that objection, right? Let us, besides, like, obviously we have the nurturing sequence. You'll fucking send them videos of how your program works. So it should also be mitigated. But besides the point, people still need some type of logic. But like, if you did what Kay did, or most people do, where you do like this 5-minute elaborate fucking pitch, they don't buy with logic. The only time someone buys with logic is if you are a fitness coach for like fucking CEOs. Then fuck most of the emotional shit. They're on the call because they logically know they need help, and they're paying you a premium price to fucking get them the result. So in which case, okay, dude, like, this is what you get, blah, blah, blah. But most people don't give a shit about that. So elevator pitch is like if you were to see a fat person in the street and they saw you walking with a 6-pack and they came up to you and they're like, oh my God, can you tell me what your program is? That's an elevator pitch. You're not going to pull out a fucking whiteboard and be like, oh, this is how to fucking square root of 7, right? So there's 2 parts of the pitch. Not 2 parts. There's 2 options. Number 1 is you have a default for everything, universally, like every person, doesn't matter. The second thing is when you get better at the default in the universal one, you customize the pitch to the prospect. But that takes like experience, right? So the example that you gave me for the role play, it's pretty fucking easy. Whatever your generic shit is, that would pretty much plug in with that. But some people, depending on their goal, needs more help with mindset or accountability or nutrition or mobility. So then you can't just necessarily use the universal default. You could, but it might not work as well. So basically, my pitch was really simple. I'd ask them for permission. You always ask for fucking permission. It's rhetorical, but it's like, it just fucks with their subconscious mind, okay? And then I'd be like, okay, cool. So now you told me XYZ, you want to take action, cool. So like, is it cool if I show you how the program works really quick? Okay, cool. So look, bro, based off everything you told me and what you're doing, you know, insert your problem and insert your pain point. I could definitely help because this is kind of what I do, you know. Now I would pause And just from my own like statistical standpoint, I would ask them like before we go into the pitch, like, did you watch any of the videos that I sent you? And these videos would include the VSL or a pre-call assignment or how the program works. These are all nurturing things because it gives me a good indication of if they're actually like a good prospect or not. Because the ones that haven't, they don't close easy. The ones who do, they're sold easy. So then again, like I'd fucking customize the pitch a bit. But basically, this is everything in my system that I do by helping over 400 people lose 50 pounds. So the first thing is nutrition. Like, I don't want you to eat chicken and rice until you grow feathers out of your ass, right? So I went to culinary school. I'm going to give you a customized plan. You mentioned you eat out fucking whatever the fuck at McDonald's. Like, I can't promise you're going to eat like the greatest burger on earth. Like, I'll do my best to make sure like you're not eating bland shit, and that you enjoy what you're having. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. The second thing is like the training. Let's be real. You don't have a fucking clue what you're doing. And that's cool. I'm going to help you with that. I don't want you to like vomit. I don't want you to Rocky Balboa this shit and put a trash bag on and sweat until you pass out. So we're going to just gradually do progressions and regressions. I'm going to show you what to do with form. I'm going to correct your form. I'm going to give you the sets, the reps, the everything. And I also have an app to make it seamless. Does that sound good? Okay, cool. The last part would be accountability. This is probably the most things that most people struggle with, right? So, I'm going to be there every step of the way. I'm going to help answer any questions you have. I'm going to modify your plan. I also have a really cool community full of like 85 other people and clients that I'm working with, where they're all there to uplift and help and encourage you, as well as obviously me. We're going to do the check-ins every week, make sure your results are not just like staying stagnant, they're progressing. And if they're not, we're going to get on a call pretty much every week or whenever you feel need. Does that make sense? Cool. So that is a pitch. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Jordan,
Yeah, can I do my pitch actually?
Yeah, okay, go for it.
So,
Now, wait, before you do the pitch, are you doing it are you doing it universally, or are you doing it like based off of like a prospect?
oh, this is just universal, and obviously I'll tailor it to the prospect based on their goals. So this is tiny bit longer, but it's a lot shorter than the first one. So that's why I built this simple system to get real lasting results. So pillar one, lifestyle audit, will screen your daily habits and routines to spot anything holding you back, so we can set you up for success from day one. Pillar two, performance plan. So based on your lifestyle, we'll build a personalized plan for fat loss, muscle building, optimizing work performance and hormones. All your workouts, nutrition, and progress will be tracked on my app with weekly one-on-one calls and 24/7 direct access to me for assessments and support. Pillar three, nutrition made easy. So do you usually cook or eat out? Then they tell me if they cook or eat out. Based on what they say, I'll say, okay, so we'll craft an eating strategy around your preferences so you hit your goals without restrictive diets while still enjoying your favorite foods.
Okay.
And
how many times did you practice this?
well, the long version I've done.
Oh, what you're doing right now, not the long version. What you're doing right now. How many
Oh,
times?
this is the first time I've ever read it.
Okay, sounds like it.
Yeah, and because it's the shortened version, it's still familiar. And then pillar four, mindset and discipline. So motivation fades, but discipline doesn't. I'll teach you how to stay consistent, hold you accountable daily, and lock in habits that will serve you for life, so you'll never need another program again. By the end, you'll be leaner, stronger, more confident, and fully in control of your health. And then ask, do you feel like this could be the answer for you to lose that weight and keep that weight off?
That's not bad, but it sounds very robotic. So one thing that it only comes with doing more reps is just being more personable. Because people are on the call to buy from you, right? Otherwise, like they could just fucking like ask a robot or like not you, you know? So I think that's the best feedback that I've gotten over people that I've closed or clients that I've worked with is I'm just like unapologetically myself. K sounds kind of robotic, and I get it because it was his first time reading that. But if you presented that to a prospect, they're not buying from you, bro. Or they're going to be like, huh? I don't understand how your program works.
So what should I basically
simplify the fuck out of it? You ever heard the saying?
So even that was too long?
Yeah. You ever heard the saying, keep it simple, stupid?
Okay, then I'll do yours. Nutrition structure that doesn't break you. Joint safe, goal line training, real coaching, real count. I'll do yours then. If that's because yours is real simple.
But mine, like I've told you a bunch of times, mine's a template or a skeleton. So if mine aligns with your voice, then go for it. But it can't sound like you're reading me. It has to sound like you are presenting you because it's your program and it's you. Does that make sense? So I don't give a shit if it's me. I don't care if you're using the script, bro. But if you're going to use the script, you have to customize it to you. You can't do a one-to-one because you don't sound like me.
Okay, so maybe I can put this in the content AI and it will sound more like me.
No, it'll help give you a skeleton and a template.
what will help get you to sound more like you is you take whatever script, template, whatever you want, and say it out loud and practice it, and it literally embed it in your head. I haven't had a fitness sales call in probably I had one like a week ago. Okay, so besides that, I didn't have one for like 3 months, and yet I still know my pitch off the back of my hand because it's an elevator pitch. I said it to fucking 5,000 people, right? Now, I'm not saying you have to say it 5,000 times, but repetition helps, especially with something like this. It's very simple. And then once you embed the universal one in your fucking brain, it's very easy to change it to the specifications of the individual prospect.
Okay, so I feel like I'm gonna wonder if the one I make is gonna be even solid or good. Like, what if I make a shitty one? Like, why not just use?
You can't make it shittier if it's simple. Keep it simple, because here's the thing. I'll give you 2 outcomes. Outcome 1, you just blab for like 3 to 5 minutes, and someone's left looking and they're like a chicken with their fucking head cut off. Okay. Option 2, you're vague as fuck. You keep it short and simple, and then you say, can you explain that more? Which one of these 2 variables would yield a better success?
The second one. I had a guy fall asleep on a call before.
Because, bro, at the end of the day, if a human needs more clarity, chances are they're going to ask for more clarity. And if they ask you, I still don't, once you finish your pitch, like you did, you're going to say, does this feel like something that you're looking for could help you do X, Y, Z? If they're like yes, or if they're like maybe, or they're like I don't really understand, then you just fucking ask them to clarify what they don't understand. You do that before you pitch anything, right? So it's better to literally pitch someone for 90 fucking seconds, even less, 60 seconds. I don't give a shit. 30 seconds. You could be, here's my program. Let's get started. I have nutrition. I'm going to help you with your macros. I have training. I'm going to give you everything you need for that. And I'm going to give you accountability to make sure you're never going to need a program for the rest of your life. Does that sound good? That's literally that's like as simple as you fucking need. And then you do that. And if someone's like, I don't understand your program, 1, they're retarded. But B, then you ask them for clarity and okay, what part of what the fuck I just told you do you not understand? Hey, really quick, if you're still watching this right now, that tells me you're serious. So here's the deal. If you want a full setting blueprint mastermind, the exact process to turn cold leads into money-making machine and increase your revenue without wasting more money on ad spend, it's the first link in the description below. Grab it and you'll see the step-by-step system I use with my clients to make this work consistently.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. I was thinking before, it wouldn't sound good enough if you didn't keep it long, but that makes sense.
Keep it simple, stupid. My fucking teachers told me that all the time. Okay, but that's why the Miro board that I sent you, bro, is a great concept, but it's better to use on your kickoff call once someone's paid you. I sent you that example that I used to have for the Miro board.
Yeah.
So I used to use that to pitch people. The issue was they would clock out, even though I made it fucking visually stimulated and I checked in on them every 20 seconds. So what I did is I shortened the fuck out of it, and I would show them that Miro board, but after they paid me. So on the kickoff call the next day. So that Miro board shit, you don't need to fucking, you don't really need it. You could do it whenever you have time, but it's not the most essential thing, right? Yeah. So the biggest takeaway from the pitch, is keep it the fuck simple, okay? You could do 3 pillars, you could do 17, it doesn't matter, but keep it goddamn simple. Obviously don't do 17. 3 or 4 is ideal, and you just customize it to your program or your goals. For Jordan, you're probably more going to lean into fucking mindset than fucking nutrition. Well, no, nutrition, but you know what I'm saying? You're going to, whatever your 3 cores are, that's fucking fine. Obviously, the very bare minimum template for fitness is training, nutrition, and accountability. But if you resonate with something else, then fucking do it, right? But then that's also why it's helpful and important to specify / interchange per individual, right? But you cross that bridge later once you fucking engrave the fucking simple universal one. It's better to have the fucking shit in default mode than fucking freak out on the call. You can't fuck up your own pitch, because then people are just gonna be like, yo, what the fuck? You don't know your own program? So, shall we continue?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So after you pitch, what Kay did a good job of was you get them to commit. So what I always like doing is ask them on a scale of 1 to 10 or something along the lines of you could either do what Kay did and be like, oh, so based off of everything I just went over, do you feel like this can help you lose whatever the fuck weight, right? Or the second option is I like a number. So cool, bro. So once after I pitched the 3 things, does that sound like kind of what you're looking for? Okay, great. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you're fucking done with this shit, you actually want to take action, where would you put yourself,
And if they say anything about a fucking 10, you say why, right? So, because again, you're overcoming objections before objections come.
Just one sec there. I gotta yell at my kids.
Oh, I want to hear it.
Can you run that? Can you run that back? That
Which
last
one?
part you said, what you just said, the last part.
So, like on a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like on a scale of 1 to 10, and you would insert however you want to say it, right? But like for me, I would say something like, so look, bro, like, well, first after you do the pitch, does that sound like the kind of thing you're looking for to help you with XYZ? Pretty much everybody just knows. And then I always like asking for a number. So like, look, bro, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like you're like ready to go. Like you fucking love this. You're actually ready to take action. You're ready to fix this. You're ready to lose the weight for good. And 1 being like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Where would you put yourself right now?
Okay, I see it. Commitment readiness stack. I see.
Right.
It.
So then
I think we skipped a part. We skipped fuck, where is it? It's like asking like how much it would cost.
No, we skipped the spending habits. We did that because I mentioned it. I'm not following this verbatim, bro. Because there's too much to go over this in like every single micro detail. I'm giving you the macro, not the micro. I'm giving you like the skeleton script that I gave you. There's more than 7 sections in there. There's subsections in the sections. So what's more important is the macro, because then we could work on the micro, right? So like if you're not familiar with closing, and I'm going to tell you and try to get you to remember, oh, you need to ask for like payments and how much fucking money they spent. You're going to fuck that shit. I'd rather you focus on getting the golden nugget and getting the specific why, because that's more important than how much money they spent on fucking Uber Eats. Because if someone can afford to be fat, they can afford to not be fat. It's that simple, right? So we do the scale of 1 to 10. Obviously, if they're anything besides a 10, you ask them why. Now, the reason you ask why is very simple. You're overcoming objections before objections. The name of the game is to literally have an objectionless close. I have done it. It is not impossible, but it's very goddamn difficult. Your nurturing has to be on point. You have to indoctrinate the fuck out of them, and you have to get them to emotionally buy the fuck in. So, if it's anything out of 10, you ask why, and then you go into the close. So the close is pretty simple. You pretty much just recap the pitch. And this is why the pitch needs to be so simple. You pretty much just recap everything they told you all of the call ago and then repeat your pitch. So example, look, Bob, I'm going to call Jordan Bob because it gets me confused. So look, Bob, everything you told me, here's exactly what I do for you, bro. So, let's be real. You've been stuck for like a little over a decade. You got 3 kids. You're worried that what happened to your mom is going to happen to you. And you've tried all this fucking shit, and you hate the way you look in the mirror, right? And you don't have structure, and you don't have any support, and you don't kind of know what to do. Is that right? Yes. So now we're going to fix that, bro. And here's exactly how we're going to fix that. I'm going to now go into my pitch more specifically, because the first pitch was intentionally generic as fuck. So you mentioned the nutrition where XYZ, I'm just going to like I'm going to show you exactly how to eat, how much to eat. I'll teach you how to track your macros, and no binging. But when we boil everything down, bro, like I'm not huge on diets. I don't want you to stick to a diet because the name of the game is like a diet is not a diet if you can stick to it for the rest of your life. And what I really try to do with all my clients is, well, set them up for success long term, not short term, because there's no point in that. I don't want you to fucking do this all the time,
Yep.
The second thing would be the workouts, the training. So I know you mentioned you have an injury, you fucking have back pain. You also don't know what the fuck to do. You're just like winging it on fucking YouTube videos. I get it. I've been there. I've done that. But I'm going to make you a periodized, phase-based program based off your body, your mobility. Also the fact that, like, I've been in your fucking shoes, bro. I know what it's like to walk up a flight of stairs, gasping for air. And I'm not going to get you to, like, cough up a lung and then regret going to, like, not look forward to going to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Yes.
Yep.
Okay. And the last part would be what I told you before would be, like, probably the most important. So I don't like the word trainer. I call myself a coach because I want to coach you in every aspect of your life. So obviously I'll be there to support you. I'll give you the accountability. I'll give you the motivation, but I'm also going to help you in whatever aspect. On top of that, I'm going to help you. We're going to do the weekly check-ins. The weekly check-ins obviously is going to help with progressions from a mental aspect, but also visually, right? And so we would be able to see like changes. We're going to make changes week by week. You'll have access to message me whenever you want. And then I also have the school community, which has a fuck ton of resources for you to access for the rest of your life, plus all the clients that I have in there, which are going to motivate you as well.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Okay, cool. So now we go into the price. And I don't literally say that out loud. I'm saying that for the sake of the call.
Wait. I'm trying to follow this along.
You don't need to. I'm not on the skeleton. This is all from my brain, bro.
Okay.
I'll recap the 7 phases, technically 8. Okay, but I understand you're trying to do everything step by step or by the book, so to speak, but it doesn't work in reality. Like, you can't ask AI to give you a pitch. You could give it, it can give you your 3-step framework. That's not an issue. But if you repeat that word for word, it sounds robotic as fuck and people can see it right through it. The number one thing one of the biggest things we have an issue with in society is a trust recession. And that's based off of all these fucking false promises from these fucking false gurus that have all these fucking stupid Photoshop bullshit. And you don't know who the fuck to trust because it's pretty easy between AI and Photoshop to be ingenuine and sell this fucking course and make money selling the course instead of the actual material inside of a course, right? And that's just from a business standpoint. From a fitness standpoint, there's even more bullshit. Right? There's an influencer that I love who's his name's James Smith. He got sued because he fucking showed these creatine gummies don't actually have any fucking creatine in them. And they're charging people $60 a fucking pop and saying they're full of creatine, but they don't have shit in it. So we live in a trust recession. So it has to sound genuine. If it doesn't sound genuine, it's not going to hit. If you fucking had 1,000 views on a video and 100 versus 100 views on a video, 100 views was just you talking direct to camera and just ranting versus the 1,000 views was just like robotic. I guarantee you the 100 views you would get a lead from that and the 1,000 you would get shit. Anyways, I don't know how I got on this topic.
Wait, so do you think my videos I filmed are robotic because I was reading off a teleprompter?
Some of them, but it's not like, wait, which ones? The ones that you script, like the ones that I scripted, like the marketing ones, or like the ones that are on Instagram?
No, the ones you scripted.
Well, that's a bit different. That's a bit different. It'll also look a lot different because it's edited.
Yeah.
You're also not necessarily that familiar with like filming off of a script, I could see, right? So it's a bit different, right? And it's also, you didn't write the script. I wrote it for you. So
yeah,
you're not used to it, and that's okay. I've just always had a natural, I don't know, gift for like, well, I couldn't really give a fuck of what people think. So I just film, like, I'm just authentic, I don't care. I'm just me, I'm not saying you all, like, all your things you need to throw out the window. But anyway, you have to be as authentic and as genuine as possible because otherwise people see right through that shit. And that's why like the nurturing sequences and shit like that, a VSL is super important, right? Okay, so let's bang the shit out. So the last thing would be the price. So you could do an anchor. So an example of an anchor would be like, like for Jordan, he's in Canada. So like, look, bro, if you went to like Good Life, for example, something like this with the trainer, the meal plan, the app, probably paying like over $1,000 a month, like no joke. And none of them are actually going to give a shit. They don't have a system. They don't have integration. They don't give you any long-term results because the key is they kind of want to keep you as long as possible because then they keep getting paid. So that would be like over 15 grand a year for shit that doesn't work, right? So what I'm offering you, and what we've kind of gone over, is the full system: the nutrition, the training, accountability, the coaching, all for you, your body, your lifestyle, your goals, blah, blah, blah. And it's not even fucking close to that, dog. So what I offer is 6 grand for the year. Pause, shut up. Or the second option, if you suck at closing. So what I offer is 6 grand for the year or 600 a month for 12 months. Shut up. Let them object. Blah, 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 blah. So then see what they say. So now we will go into objection handling. Now, Jordan, I'm going to bring it back to the start. What are the main objections you should only get?
Well, think about it.
That's one.
And then
What's the most common?
Either it's like, oh, I gotta check.
What's the most common?
My budget.
No, budget. Okay, well, we'll put it. It's that's a subcategory.
Money.
Yeah. Money and budget, same thing.
It's usually like that, or they're like, oh, I have to wait till I get, like, it's always something to do with that.
That's the same thing. That's the same. All of that's the same category. And it's, I have to think about it. What's the third one?
Spouse.
Yep. And then anybody know the fourth one?
Price objection.
No, that's money. So fourth one would be any type of limiting belief.
Oh, I don't believe I can do that. I'm not ready.
Yeah.
They won't never say that, though. I don't.
No, they're not going to say I have a limiting belief, Jordan. They're going to say I don't know how the program works. I don't think I could do it. Or they're going to waffle. They're just going to give you some literal bullshit.
Yeah.
Give you some random bullshit. If it's not
if it's not money, or if it's not, I have to think about it. If it's anything besides those two, that's called a limiting belief, and it's fog. It's fucking bullshit. Especially for the prospect that you gave, they're likely to give you bullshit because it's 12 fucking years of inadequacy. And they know they need help, but there's a reason they didn't take action for 12 fucking years. So the hope is by now you have built enough fucking pain and held the mirror up in front of them to realize they need to fucking take action and change. If they didn't, it's going to be, if you didn't, it's going to be a very hard close, right? So those are the only 4 you should ever get. Every other ones, there's so many different nuances that if you master these mainly 4, which I'll explain why it's only 2 in a second, you would be able to close 50% easily. And 50% doesn't sound like a lot, but if you close 1 out of every 2 fucking calls, you are like an elite goddamn closer, right? So then to take you from 50% to like 70%, that's when you start incorporating all these little nuances, and you only really get that with extra repetition. And it doesn't matter right now. You have to fucking learn and drill the basics, okay? So the reason why the 4 objections become 2, the price objection and the I have to think about objection are the only ones you'll get. Because the spouse objection, you should never, ever get. The reason why is because the script and skeleton that you have, you will always fucking ask them the spouse question. And if they ever say, I have to ask them, you don't pitch them. It counts as a Q&R, qualified but not ready. So, like if you were a closer and you were tracking for like if you were a closer and you lived off of commission or you had to track your KPIs, that doesn't count as a blown call. It counts as you couldn't fucking pitch them because they were qualified but were not ready to buy, right? So then if you reschedule them the next day and they don't show up, guess what? They were never going to buy in the first place. It was a complete smokescreen with the fucking spouse. So you never get the spouse objections. Now we're down to 3. So money, I have to think about it, and limiting belief. More times than not, you should not get a self-limiting belief. If you do, it's because you sucked at nugget or golden nugget or golden nugget / getting their deep desire why. Because they're going to have a limiting belief if you just accepted the fact that they want to lose weight in 10 days. Who gives a fuck that they want to lose weight in 10 days so they could fit in a dress? You want to know they want to lose weight in 10 days to fit in a dress because they feel like shit looking in the mirror and they're jealous of their sister who looks fucking better than them. And there's a giant discrepancy in that. So you should really only get 2 objections. Money, and I have to think about it. Money, and I have to think about it. And I have to think about it 8 times out of 10 is money. It's just a smokescreen. Because then we will role play really quick. Okay, I have to think about it. You have to think. Well, okay, you wouldn't actually say I would have to think about it. I want to actually practice with K. So I'm gonna be the prospect. You're gonna be the closer. I'm gonna say I have to think about it. You're gonna run me through it, and then I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna do different. Okay.
All right.
Cool. So, great. I wanna do this, bro. But like, I really have to think about it.
Totally fair, man, and this tells me it matters to you. But when you say you want to think about it, is it something actually off, or are you more afraid to say yes and finally bet on yourself?
I don't understand the wording. There's a lot.
Okay. But when you say you want to think about it, is something actually off, or are you more afraid to say yes and finally bet on yourself?
I don't know. It's probably just like I'm afraid to commit to take action.
Well, that's pretty normal, man. Fear is normal, but staying stuck, that's a choice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, closer AI. This one, closer AI comes in and helps me.
Well, yeah, but it's also, that's why closer AI is helpful. Like on the next call, because we're going to need like this. I'm going to send this call to everybody in Coach Stack right now. Everybody needs to review this because this is basically sales 101. What we'll do from here, which the goal was to go over this, the goal was to go over Closer AI live on the role play, but we'll do that the next call because this was all really important insights and information for pretty much everybody. Because for the most part, Kay has the most experience with calls, but he's also been selling a coaching product at like $200 a month. So I like, it's better than not, but there's a discrepancy between $200 and $500 a month, and then retracting and like how to overcome objections. Because like, it's really easy to overcome I can't afford it objection. It's like fucking $50 a week. And then it's like, and then it just literally becomes like illogical or logical. Like, I don't give a shit if he works at McDonald's, bro. Like, bro, you could fucking afford $50 a week. But I need to think about it. Where you fucked up, Kate, was you didn't really loop back. You didn't circle back. So typically with most objections, it's at least 3 to 4. I wouldn't say loops. It's 3 to 4 like cadence. So like the first thing with I have to think about it is you want to acknowledge So you want to be like empathetic, where like what you did, where it's like, look, bro, I totally get it. And like, if I were you, fuck, I want to think about it too, right? Because it's been 12 fucking years, you know? But, you know, when you say you need to think about it, is like, you just don't know how the program works? Is it like, you're kind of like just finally afraid to like rip the Band-Aid off and say yes? Is it like, you don't want to bet on yourself? It's kind of holding you back. Then they're probably going to say like, yeah, man, like, I don't know. It's just like a hard decision. Like, they're not going to say it verbatim, but they're going to say something like, yeah, I'm afraid to come on myself. And then you like acknowledge and like, well, that's fucking normal, dude, you know? And you could either use your own story, like Jordan, you fucking use your own story, you lost 100 pounds, and be like, yo, bro, like, I get it. Like, you know, fucking, it's a hard commitment, but like, that's normal. Fear is normal. But staying stuck, that's a choice. And if you stay stuck, we already know what's going to happen. Because they told you this, because you asked, and the consequences. If you stay stuck, you're going to not be able to see your kids. You're going to die, okay? You're going to have a heart attack like your mom. So is that, like, and you told me this is something that you want to take action on, like you're 10 out of 10. So what's kind of like actually holding you back, bro? Well, I don't know. I think it's just the money. Because I have to think about it, money, 99 times out of 100 will loop back to money. So that's why these are the two objections you need to overcome for now.
How do you overcome the I have to check my budget objection?
You literally, that's a great question. Josh had that question on a sales call, and I broke that down for him in the audit. So I will send you that so you could review that, because I spent like 10 minutes on that. I'm just going to try to find it. Okay, overcome the financials objection. I put that into the Coach Stack Discord right now, because he got that exact objection, and I broke down exactly what to do. And we could role play this, but this is not a common objection. It's only a common objection if you don't do a good job of like getting. If you get it a lot, it's because you're not like diving deep into pain and or not asking them like money habits, like money spending. Because Josh didn't do that at all in this fucking call. He didn't ask her like how much she eats out, how much she blows money on alcohol or weed or fucking anything that doesn't help her health and fitness. So there's different options and different avenues that you could go down, but I tend to do the logical approach versus emotional approach, especially when I have to check my budget. That's a logical objection. So, okay, bro, like, would it be cool? Like, and you can say no, but like, I really want to, like, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, you really want to do this. Like, if this was free, or if Mr. Beast just gave you a fucking briefcase of money, would you be giving me that briefcase? Yes, of course. Okay. Because if they say no, you fucking sucked at the pay. Okay, great. So I would love to be able to work something out with you if you're open to it. And the best way for me to do that is to us to just kind of crunch numbers. So would you be cool for us having like an open conversation, just to kind of break down a bit of numbers? At this point, they're going to say yes. And then what you're going to do is literally just fucking share your screen and go over a Google Doc, and you're going to ask them for how much they make a month, what their rent is, what their Wi-Fi is, what the fuck, blah, 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 blah. And then you would already know how much they eat out, like their Uber Eats or their fucking alcohol. 99 times out of 100, they will be able to afford some type of coaching program. It's just up to you to what is your floor. Now, I wouldn't take a client on for less than $300 a month, but 99 times out of 100, when you break that numbers down, when you break that math down, they will be able to afford it. So I'm going to do two things. I'm going to drop that objection walkthrough that I sent to Josh, because I was like a 1 minute snippet, and what I gave a 10-minute deep dive. I'm going to also upload this call. You guys should review this. And then Jordan, have you signed up for Closer?
Yeah, I'm on Closer. Yeah, okay. I upload the
knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay, so then when you guys can, sometime fucking next week, we need to set up another call, ideally with more than the two of us, but that's fine. And we'll run through Closer AI. Because whether it's Kay or you or anyone, you don't have enough reps. And the reason Closer AI helps is because when you're stuck, it will help give ideas. But it will also help with role plays. So when you're stuck on the role plays, it will literally show you what the fuck to do and how to say it. Because I'm just going off the top of my head because I've done the reps. You don't have the reps. And that's okay. This is why it's a cheat code, and this is why it's easier to sell digitally than online.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So I have a sales call booked on Tuesday with a previous client. So I kind of want to get all this shit done before then, so I can have it ready.
What I want you to do for that, you're going to go over the skeleton script. Okay. I'll put that as a Google Doc here. It's in module fucking, I don't even know. It's in module 1 somewhere. Or I'm just going to type in on the skeleton. Yeah, it's in module 1. I'm going to tag you in this, bro. So review the skeleton, modify the skeleton. And when I say modify it to you. And then ideally, if you're free /K's free /Josh is free, or some combination of the three or two of you I'm not free this weekend. But worst case on Monday, me and you can book a role play. But alternatively, even on top of that, book a role play with Josh, K, both, all three. It doesn't matter on like Sunday or whatever. And then if you need it on top of that on Monday, we could do it as well. But yeah, just give me more, like send me a text later as well. Give me more context and I'll help you like format. Cause it's not a cold lead. Like you have reciprocity. So it should be the most important thing, bro, is overcoming the objections. That's like the most important thing. You need to wrap that shit out. Because for her, or I'm assuming it's a chick, right?
Yeah.
So for this chick on Tuesday, you already have rapport built. She already trusts you. She already fucking has this call booked with you, you know? And likelihood she's not going to not show up. So it's just a matter of like the simple structure, like all 7 fucking things that I just went over. You don't need that. It's just like, hi, here's what we're going to talk about. Recap the goals, recap how well she did, how well she didn't do, what she wants to do next, aka ascension, price, and overcome objections. That's like 4 things versus 7, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna try to see.
What do you? I have a couple questions if you guys have time.
I have like 10 minutes.
Well, I thought back to this client like a year or 2 ago. I guess it was probably last like March or whatever. So the sales call was like fucking great. Like she literally had like 3 breakthrough aha moments on the call, and you know, to prove, which obviously proves I can fucking help her. And she was like ready to sign up. And I made the mistake of not taking her payment rate on the call. Like I gave her, she's like, oh, like, yeah, like I don't know if she said I get paid on like Sunday or I have to like, I don't know if she said I'll think about it, but like what do you do like when somebody's that fucking excited and they say to wait? Like how can you get them to commit like right on that call?
There's 2 options. Well, there's the first thing you need to do is mini discovery. You need to, it's like chess. You have to figure out the moves you got. So, like one of my favorite objections is like, oh, I forgot my wallet. Do you know how to overcome that? No. You know the easiest way to overcome that? The same thing. It's the same situation with this chick. So the scenario with this is, I left my wallet at fucking home, or I closed a client who said his wife has his fucking wallet, and I'm like, okay, cool, dude. So just sure, like you want to move forward with this? Yeah, okay, great. So then, like, do you have a different credit card? No. Do you have your credit card on your phone? Like a picture of it? No. Do you have Apple Pay? No. Do you have Google Pay? Yes. Okay, great. So I'm going to send you a link, and then you're just going to fill this out really quick. Cool, done. So then I just got like $200 as a deposit. We booked the kickoff call, and on the kickoff call, he paid the rest. We figured out the cadence because he actually had his card. He wasn't lying. His wife actually had his fucking wallet. I knew he wasn't lying. Some people lie. So that's the easiest way to overcome the wallet thing. With this chick who's like, I have to pay at a later time. I've had many fucking teachers, for whatever reason, they want to pay, well, they get paid bi-weekly. So they're like, I want to wait for Friday. So the easiest thing, okay, cool, Jeanette, whatever the fuck her name is, well, like, what do you have available in terms of like cash on hand? Like, what are you cool with like investing on this right now? Well, I can't invest anything right now. Okay, well, do you have like a credit card? Because like most adults should have a fucking credit card. Yeah, I got a credit card. Okay, cool. So like, could we just maybe put like down, like, you cool with putting down like $100? Like, it's not a matter of the money. It's just more like, you know, to show a commitment that you're ready to move forward. And then not an issue at all if you want to like put the rest on it Friday or fucking Sunday or fucking New Year. I don't give a fuck. Just give me $100 goddamn, and then book the kickoff call. And then we'll move forward. Does that sound good? All right. Before we wrap this video up, let me leave you with this. Opportunities like this don't stay open forever. Most people will hear this, will see this video, they'll nod along and do nothing. And that's why they stay stuck. But the people who actually book a call or grab the blueprint and take action, they're the ones who are always going to end up winning. So if you're still here and watching this right now, prove you're serious, hit the link below, and let's get moving. I'll talk to you soon. Nobody gets off the call without paying. Nobody. There's only 3 options on a call. What are the 3 options?
Deposit, yes or no.
Correct. Yes, no deposit. Yes, no deposit. Yes, no deposit. Yes, no deposit. And no fucking human, unless you're autistic or like it's B2B, will say no, because they're admitting default. They're admitting defeat. They're admitting like, I am a moron because I booked this fucking call. I said I need help. I reached out, and now I'm going to say no. No humans. Humans are incapable of saying no. That's why they come up with bullshit, and we have to overcome the objections and the bullshit. So yes or deposit. Those are the only 2 options. Because then when it gets to the point of you looped, you did all this shit, you overcame 2, 3, 4 objections. It gets to the point where it gets retarded. So at that point, it's like, look, Jeanette, I get it. You want to talk to your husband. You want to fucking pray. You want to fucking get a blowjob. I don't give a shit. But kind of just how my process works is from here, we'd schedule your kickoff call. I'm going to send you an invite to my systems, my programs, all this shit. I can't really do that without some like show of good faith. And like, it's just like a simple little like refundable deposit to show like you're actually interested and ready to like commit to take action into like losing the weight. So is it cool if we just did like $100 deposit? At that point, if they say no, it just becomes illogical, right? So to circle back, if this bitch, let's say today's fucking Friday, she wants to pay on Sunday. Okay, what was the reason for it?
Oh, I don't remember the fucking reason. I don't even know.
What was the reason? I mean, the chances are there wasn't a reason. It's a fucking smoke screen.
Yeah, probably.
So then you would do the loop.
But she fucking ghosted me. Like, she would never talk to me again.
Of course, because you didn't get any fucking financial commitment. It's not your fault. Well, it is your fault, but it's not your technical fault. But like,
yeah,
if there's no fucking fitness, you have one shot. Eminem, do not miss your chance to blow. So opportunity is once in a lifetime. Yo, okay, so you get one shot on this fucking call. If you don't get money, you get a deposit. That's not really the same. 80 to 85% will continue with the deposit. Some people will back out, and you have to. Don't be a dick. It's $100. It's $200. I don't give a fuck if the deposit's $1 million. If you said it's refundable, it's refundable. You fucking refund them. But you do everything in your power before refunding them with ease. Get them on a sales call to try to reconvince them. Okay.
Oh, I do I'd never refund my deposits.
Do they ask?
No, only.
They don't ask. You don't have to refund the deposit, okay? But if they fucking ask, you have to refund them. That's fucked up.
I wasted my time on the call with them. I need to get paid.
It doesn't matter. If you said it's a refundable deposit, there's a giant discrepancy between deposit and refundable deposit.
I never say it's refundable. That's
so then so then technically you don't have to refund them. However, you're going to increase the likelihood of that person if they've requested for you to refund them as the consumer, and you as the merchant and service provider has declined without a contract. You will get a dispute, and you will lose 100 out of 100 attempts at the dispute. So don't do that. It's not worth your Stripe's fucked already, so it's not worth your Wave account, because there's only so many fucking disputes that you could get before like credit cards and banks stop accepting you as a merchant. It's not worth the risk. Not for $100. You want to do it over $500, and they're 2 weeks into a program, sure. But at that point, you better have a fucking contract signed. So that would bring me to my last point. If all else fails, and you've gone over all of the logic possible, and she's in tears, and she's like, dude, I really want to do this, but I get paid on Friday. Like, that's when I get paid. She shows you a negative bank account balance. I've had this happen to me on the call. Then you get them to sign the contract. You don't say it's a contract. You say it's an agreement. Because what that does, it's the same thing. Look, I get it. I want to help you out. I want to move forward. But I need some type of commitment that you're actually serious. So I'm going to shoot you over the agreement. It's going to state everything we just said. It's going to show the services provided, the amount that we agreed to, which whatever the fuck it is, and you just need to sign it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to schedule the kickoff call. We're going to send you the invite to the program, and we get started. And then 2 days from now, 5 days from now, 7 days from now, who gives a fucking goodbye gosh shit? You'll pay me. Is that cool? And at that point, they're either like not bullshitting or they're bullshitting. And at that point, you lost it, or they're not, like, whatever. Something fucking shifted in their brain. But more times than not, if you don't get the deposit, the fallback option is the contract. Whatever that is, you can't let the prospect get off the call without some type of action, right? They're never going to pay later, as you've learned. Simon had the same issue. I gave him so much shit because he had a call and I was like so ready to buy from him, and he's like, okay, cool, I'll just pay for it later.
Yeah,
okay,
it doesn't
pay
matter.
later. Why the fuck would he pay now?
It doesn't matter how fucking excited they are, because this girl was like, I've never had anybody who it was like I like basically fucking changed her life on that fucking call. And like,
but you know what?
It's not gonna.
At the end of the day, it's a great lesson.
Oh yeah.
Because you'll never ever do that again. Because what are the only three options for a call, Jordan?
There's only two: is yes or deposit.
Well, technically there's three. You might get the one fucking unicorn. Because I've said, believe it or not, I know it's not hard to believe because I'm autistic as fuck, but I've said no to people on a sales call before. Because I went there with the sole intention of getting information, not buying. But that's different between B2B and B2C.
Yeah.
And also, I know sales. So if I went on a fucking call with a closer, I actually, my favorite pastime, if I ever get bored one day, I'll just book a call with a random fucking ad, and I'll just give the closer a bunch of shit. I'll be like, oh, you got that from Barry Miner. Oh, you got that from Cole Gordon. Great pre-frame. And he'll be like, bro, you're going to make my life difficult, aren't you? I'm like, no. I'm just going to ask you a bunch of questions. You're going to answer it, or I'm going to get off the call. But anyways, I'm going to send the recap of this call, and you'll rewatch it, and then you'll send me the info for the Tuesday shit. Try to schedule a role play with Josh K, both different, whatever, and then let me know on Monday if you need one. And I got to take a poop.
Okay, when we do the role play, should we do it like in the sense of pretend that they're my client
Yes.
on Tuesday type thing?
Absolutely. Not every time. Just to clarify, not every time when you do a role play should it be like this specific avatar, but because you know 100% certain, well, with as much certainty as you can, she's going to show up on Tuesday. You would be an idiot not to prepare for that specific instance. But after that, if you don't have another call booked, then you would just go more generic, right? But the quote that I love is, if you prepare to fail, you're failing to prepare. So if you know you have a call booked, do everything in your power and put all your energy and resources as much as possible within a reasonable time frame and priority level to prepare for that and close it.
All right, we got it.
Right? Okay, cool. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, sweet man. Thank you.